Mangroves are vital for coastal protection and biodiversity. After Hurricane Dorian destroyed much of the mangroves in the Bahamas, the Northern Bahamas Mangrove Restoration Project was launched, led by the Bahamas Mangrove Alliance and key partners like Bonefish and Tarpon Trust, Waterkeepers Bahamas, and the Perry Institute for Marine Science.
After Hurricane Dorian in 2019, our staff at the Nature Conservancy's program here were really affected. One of the ways that we decided that we could assist helping both nature and people recover was through supporting a mangrove restoration initiative where several partners on Grand Bahama and Abaco already had plans in place.
In 2023, key partners including the Ministry of the Environment's Forestry Unit, the Bahamas National Trust, Blue Action Lab, Friends of the Environment, the Bahamas Agricultural and Marine Science Institute, and the Nature Conservancy formalized a collaboration to restore 10,000 hectares of mangroves.
We don't eat mangroves, but we need mangroves to eat. I love to eat fish and I love to eat our conchs and our groupers, etc. And where do we get them from? Well, they all begin in our nurseries of our mangroves. This is why human intervention activities that we are doing to do restoration work and rehabilitation work is essential in these impacted areas.
The role of waterkeepers is to just advance on how mangroves are needed in the Bahamas, why are they crucial to our protection, and to just advance on that knowledge throughout the community, especially within the educational system, through students and volunteers primarily.
I know how important any environmental restoration can be. Mangroves are amazing plants. They actually build up soil, build up sediment, so they can add land for us. Plus, they're a habitat not only for fish and crabs and vertebrates. A lot of bird rookeries occur in the mangroves. So mangroves are so vital in so many ways. My hope for the restoration is to see mangroves thrive again. I have hope these plants are resilient, and you see how this community has come back, the mangroves will come back as well.
So I think with any restoration project, the biggest component is the work that's being done on the ground, but the important thing is then understanding how that work is contributing to the project goals of ecosystem restoration. And the way that we have to do that is through monitoring efforts. And at the scale that we're trying to work at, simply measuring individual plants is not that feasible. And if we want to know how mangroves are coming back into the ecosystem over time through our restoration efforts, that's where aerial monitoring with satellites or with drones is really important, because it allows us to measure and track change over time at a larger scale than we would be able to measure on the ground with ruler and pen and paper and things like that.
Bonefish and Tarpon Trust, which we commonly refer to as BTT, has been one of the first organizations out in the ground after Hurricane Dorian, looking at ways to help restore mangroves that were damaged after the passage of the storm. The Northern Bahamas Mangrove Restoration Project is one that we have not necessarily seen in the Bahamas, where we have such a huge collaboration and positive collaboration of many different organizations, universities and institutions, government agencies, NGOs, community volunteers, helping to revitalize the mangrove systems in Grand Bahama and Abaco. So the Nature Conservancy reaching out to BTT, reaching out to waterkeepers and PIMS and saying that we see the good work that you're doing, how do we now bring that all together, really speaks to one agency having the foresight to bring groups together, and from that, where there may have been smaller groups working on smaller impact, now we have a larger impact because we're all working together. So I commend them for their efforts to be able to do that.
In 3 years, the Northern Bahamas Mangrove Restoration Project has restored 78 hectares of mangroves, developed a restoration plan, and completed key studies. Ongoing efforts continue through 2025, supported by generous donors.
Our hope is that through supporting this work and the collaboration between all of the various organizations, we will be able to restore at least 10,000 hectares of mangrove over the next 5 to 10 years, making sure that we're restoring the benefits that these mangroves provide, helping to put in place some kind of sustainable revenue generation mechanism that's going to support all of the actors who are involved in this work.